I'm Mike Danais, and alongside Charlie Hossack, we are Mike and the Hoss. How you doing today, Charlie?
I'm doing great.
I absolutely love the intro.
Yes.
But do you feel that Eric gives us a little dig on that too? Is there a little dig?
Yeah, I mean, at this time. Yeah, well, we'll see. Eric wanted to do that. That's fine.
I like it.
I love it. I think it's pretty amazing.
It is a little dig.
But we are the greatest sports talk show in Wolfeboro.
We are at this time.
At this time
on
WASR. That's right. I'm doing great. Just a little little work talk a little bit. This was we had Read Across America week at school. Dr. Seuss. The Cat in the Hat did not make an appearance, but Thing 1 and Thing 2 did at our school.
I'm happy about that.
And Thing 1 and Thing 2, they're troublemakers, so there was some trouble that happened. But it was just a lot of fun. Like it was really exciting. This is the teacher talking. But it was really exciting to see how engaged students were with reading all sorts of different books and looking forward to it. And it's always, it's always a fun thing to do every year. And with COVID, we haven't had a lot of, traditional things that we've done. But this was able to be done, and there's trivia. So it was just, I don't know, I'm feeling good. The season of yuck is upon us, as you know. But this really made me feel great.
Well, Dr. Seuss books will do that.
Absolutely,
they will do
absolutely.
That.
So it was a lot of fun, and I looked ahead, and thanks to Eric because he does wonderful forecasting and weather reports. Next week is going to be warm, which is really nice.
It's
going to be awesome.
60 on Thursday.
I'll take 50. I mean that'd be awesome.
Right now I'd take 25.
I hear you. Yeah. So is anything to melt the snow. So that is lifting my spirits as we head into the weekend.
You are in a good mood today.
Thank you.
Yeah, compared to some of these other days, you are in a good mood. Did you have your coffee?
Actually, no. I had coffee this morning, but this afternoon, just a lot of water. It's good. But no, I'm feeling good, and I appreciate that. That was a compliment, Mike. That was really nice.
This is going to be a very positive show today.
I hope. I don't know. I've got some negative things to say.
That's true. I read some of your notes, so
yeah.
All right. It's going to be positive at the beginning.
Definitely.
Well, at least until your take.
Until my take. Yeah.
All right.
You want to go first?
I'm surprised that.
Yeah.
We
get our first phone call
already. Somebody already disagreeing with you, Charlie. Hello, you're calling Mike and the Hoss.
Hey, I just hope that we're going to talk a lot about the Boston Celtics today because they're the fantastic team of the Boston area.
We're going to spend 3 segments on the Boston Celtics just for you.
I can hardly wait. I'm going to sit till the end.
Yeah.
Just keep listening. You'll hear a lot about
it. Since you're on the phone, can you hang on for 1 second? I want to ask you a question. Are you okay doing that?
I'm fine.
All right. So my opening take, Mike, we're going to go with my opening take. All right, so here's my opening take. As a Red Sox fan, I should be devastated that Mookie Betts and Jackie Bradley Jr. and Andrew Benintendi are no longer patrolling the outfield for the Red Sox. But you know what? I'm not. My take is that Chaim Bloom is taking the discount route. I'm all in for a complete Red Sox rebuild. I'm still going to enjoy the season, and if the Red Sox get wins, I'm going to be satisfied. What are your thoughts?
Same thing as yours.
Wow, we are agreeing.
Wow.
This is great. I was looking for controversy, but I'm all in on the rebuild, and I think that's going to be great.
I like Tuesday's caller better.
No.
She disagreed with you.
Yeah, did you hear Tuesday's caller disagreeing with me? A colleague of mine, of course.
I'm going to split them up. And I was debating on what my take was going to be today. My thing's going to be on the NBA All-Star game or about the Jackie Bradley Jr. signing. And so when I look at the Red Sox outfield, I am saddened that we no longer have Mookie, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Benintendi. I am okay that Benintendi's gone, so I'm splitting them up. I'm okay that Benintendi's gone. I understand why they had to trade Mookie. You had the behemoth of David Price's contract, and the only way you were getting rid of David Price is you had to move Mookie. Plus, at the time, I really don't think Mookie wanted to stay. So, they had to make that move. They didn't have to make Jackie Bradley Jr. move. He signed for $224 with Milwaukee. He is, by all accounts, the greatest center fielder that has ever played in a Boston uniform. He is a game changer defensively.
Just defensively, not offensively.
Offensively, he's pretty streaky. He can streak between a mid-$20 million guy to a $5 or $6 million guy. So 12 is a bargain. And the other piece of it is he's apparently a really great guy. Does a lot in the community. His wife does a lot in the community. Very positive around the clubhouse. And you're seeing the reaction from not just the players, but the equipment people and the Red Sox and the ownership about losing Jackie Bradley. I don't understand why they had to move him. Well, they didn't move him. They didn't want him back.
No, they didn't sign him.
It wasn't a matter of moving him or having to move him. They let him go for nothing. And for such a minuscule in baseball standards of $12 million a year, are you kidding?
Here, Bob, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think that he is certainly one of the premier center fielders, but I think at the major league level that if you can find anybody to play center field, probably he's not going to play the wall as great as Jackie does, but the man just can't hit, and that's an unfortunate thing. You've got to be able to hit in the big leagues, and he goes on streaks. So I would have liked to see him stay, but I can also see him going. And like you say, I think the fact that they're in a rebuilding stage, we'll see what's going to happen. And with Verdugo out there, who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm looking forward to actually watching the Red Sox this year and seeing what happens. We should definitely, Bob, you got to get down there. We should go to a game together.
But it's not like they replaced Jackie Bradley with Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, are you sure that the guys that they're replacing with are going to be able to hit better than Jackie Bradley?
Well, like you said, Jackie Bradley was very streaky for the most part. Most of his streaks he went hitless. But
his averages are probably going to be better, and his power productions are probably going to be better than any of the guys that they have out there.
I'm not so sure of that.
Who's going to be better?
Maybe Verdugo?
He's the only one you even know of, because we don't know who the other guys are.
We don't know the rest of the Red Sox roster. Bob, you still there?
I'm still here.
Did you get a chance? So if you get a chance later, your good buddy Dean Rondo, jumped into the lake today. Did you see that?
I actually did see that, and I commented, and I told him that a Marine would have swam to Rattlesnake Island and back. He didn't like that.
That's funny. I love watching your banter with you between the two of you guys on Facebook. So, give us your take about baseball this season. Are we gonna get in the full season? Is COVID gonna rear its ugly head? What are you excited about? Let us know.
I'm actually hoping to see the whole season, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. COVID, as we're seeing in all the other sports, up and down, with players coming in and out of the lineup. So hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully we'll see some baseball. It'll be a 162-game schedule, and we'll live day by day like we are right now.
Definitely. All right. Well, Bob, we really appreciate you calling. Love having you. Love talking to you, and hopefully you'll call in our next show.
Sounds good, my guys.
All right.
Take
care,
Bob.
Bob. So
I'm getting fired up about Jackie Bradley Jr.
Yeah, you're getting all heated over there.
I am.
I'm okay. So can we just back up? One thing I wanted to say about JBJ, and I may have said it on this show or the TV show, but I love I'm sure he's a wonderful human being and has done wonderful things, and you probably have all sorts of documentation over there that you're going to start firing at me that he does this, that, and everything for this foundation and that foundation. Here's the deal. As a baseball fan, I like to sit out in the outfield. And when I sit out in the outfield, I like to interact with the players. Or if I'm not interacting, I like it when people interact with the players. Mookie Betts would interact with the fans. Okay? If I go way back to the 80s when I was in high school, Ricky Henderson, when I used to sit out in Oakland and he was out playing left field, he would interact in between every single pitch and have conversations and just have all sorts of fun. JBJ had zero interaction, was the most boring center fielder in the entire world. Wouldn't even throw.
He wasn't boring.
Wouldn't even throw balls to the kids. Wouldn't even interact with fans. Absolute sleeper out there in center field. Yeah, great defense, but I want someone that has a little bit of character. And you know who my favorite center fielder is. Who's my favorite center fielder?
Mike Trout.
Absolutely, and Mike Trout. He'll talk to all the fans and still go out there and perform. You know what else Mike Trout does? He hits the ball.
Consistently. Jackie Bradley Jr. hits the ball. He just doesn't hit it consistently.
Ugh.
So we care more about, I should say you care more about being entertained.
Are we
not
not
in terms of basketball.
Are we not
in terms of basketball.
I don't care
baseball.
about basketball.
Not in terms of
no,
baseball.
Are we not trying to save baseball? Didn't we spend like multiple shows trying to save baseball?
Yeah, but I
Do
don't
want some guy
I don't want
center
clowns
field
running around in
doesn't want
cars
to
out there.
interact?
I don't want clowns going on cars and guys racing along the warning track. I don't want that to save baseball. I want the actual game itself to save the baseball.
Yeah, the game itself is going to do it, but the one way you do it is you actually have these players that interact with fans so they feel part of the game.
Go to a Fisher Cats game, go to a Sea Dogs game, because that's the type of baseball game that you're looking for. I'm looking for a Major League Baseball, the best of the best.
Yeah, okay. So you know what? We're going to go to a game. We're going to go see the Angels play. We're going to see Mike Trout. We'll sit in center field together, and you know what? He's going to talk to you. He's going to interact with you.
I don't care if he talks to me. I care that he strikes out 4 times so he'll get kicked out of the game.
He's not going to strike out because he's going to hit bombs to left field.
No. When I go to the Red Sox game and I watch Mike Trout, I want balls to go through his legs. I want him to strike out 3 times because I want the Red Sox to win. You want to get his phone number so you can call him up later.
I would love that. The Sox are still going to win. They're going to beat the Angels. Well, maybe not this year.
No, they're not going to play this year because if they would have Jackie Bradley Jr., that would have helped him. But no.
Make a few catches.
He does make a few catches.
I know.
He makes a lot of catches.
I've said
he
he's
also
great
saves
defensively.
a lot of catches, too. He makes the pitchers better.
He doesn't excite the fans.
Oh, my God. Yes, he does. You seen those catches?
Yeah, those are amazing. Great. But you know what?
No, he excites all 38,000 of them. He doesn't just excite you by entertaining you, just you.
It's not
or
about
throwing
me.
A ball
it's
at
not
you.
about me.
Yes,
it's about the fans that sit out in the bleachers.
Okay, whatever.
We need to start going to games together.
I don't know if I want to do that.
We'd have a lot of fun.
So
you're upset. You're upset that JBJ is now a Brewer
for that amount of money. If he would have signed for 5 years at $20 million a year, that was a good riddance. Goodbye.
Right.
That's
$12 million a year. You're okay with
for 2 years.
Yep.
That is a minor commitment. And to get to
I agree with you.
They're rebuilding. You can rebuild around that. So I'm sorry. I just
But do you want to rebuild around JBJ?
How old JBJ? 28, 29?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
He's theoretically in the prime of his career, and you're going to get him. You need the leadership. You can't. It's much harder to rebuild when you don't have leadership in there, and you got a leadership that is a good character person that is played for Cora before, and you can do it the right way and do those kinds of things. Bogarts is 26.
Yeah,
and I like Bogarts. So
and Devers is younger.
Devers is 21.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have that necessarily that lot of veteran leadership.
Yeah, it's true, and we talk about that with other sports as well.
You could have picked him up for the amount that you paid Mitch Moreland.
Did JBJ want to come back to Boston?
I think so. I think he would have taken it if the Sox would have offered him $224.
You think so? I mean, I don't know. I'm asking. That's just. I mean, maybe he didn't want to.
So.
Maybe he didn't want to play for Boston anymore.
Based on some of the tweets that I saw, they're not closing the door of him coming back
in a couple
in 2
years.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
maybe he'll figure out how to hit the ball.
They don't have a lot of time for mine, which is okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, the JBJ kind of one I
didn't realize we were doing multiple takes today.
I was ready for you to trigger me, and sure enough, you triggered me when we were walking in the building, for crying out loud.
It didn't take long, but I thought you said I was kind of in a good mood today. I like it. I'm still feeling good.
Why can't we both be in a good mood now? Now you got me going.
I know.
I don't like the NBA All-Star game.
Why? I saw that. Why don't you want the NBA All-Star game?
Because that game for the NBA players is more important than the regular season. It is more important than championships because that game is about setting up their futures and deciding who they're going to be playing with and selling their sneakers and selling their brands and stuff like that. It's not about it. So we see, and I know we got to go, Eric, but we see guys that'll take a couple weeks off before the All-Star game so that they're healthy for the All-Star game,
right,
and then come back after the All-Star game and take another week off so they don't play in the regular season. We saw Kyrie do that.
What if they don't play the actual game but still have like the 3-point shooting contest and the skills competition?
That's fine, I guess.
Kind of fun.
Yeah. Mike and the Hoss, we'll be right back. We have the Kingswood varsity basketball coach, boys basketball coach,
Joe Farragut.
You know why?
Yeah, because they won their playoff game against
Kennett. Playoff game, and we have a tradition that we try to get when we're winning playoff games.
Yeah.
We're going to get you on the show. So
you better believe it.
Coach Farragut, are you with us?
I'm here.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for calling in. Congratulations to start with.
Thank you.
Nice to see any Kingswood team winning a playoff game. That's
Absolutely.
Really nice.
Yep.
So why don't you bring us through the game? I know it was a 2-point win. We weren't allowed to go, obviously, because of COVID restrictions, but how'd it go?
Yeah, the score is 44-42 at the finish there. Kind of made a big push down the stretch. We were able to hit some free throws and just do enough to survive and advance. We did a pretty good job defensively throughout the game. I thought we were well prepared and guys, it wasn't a high scoring affair, but I think after one, we were both in single digits and we had a 4-point lead at half and we just kept working, and like I said, at the end of the game, we were able to make some plays down the stretch enough to survive and advance, and now we're getting ready for Laconia.
So, Coach, was it a low-scoring game because guys were missing shots, or was that the game plan going in that you were going to slow the ball down?
No, I mean one of the things we've been focusing on is just trusting each other and getting good shots, and I think we looked a little timid at times, whether it's the playoffs or just getting out and not seeing Kennett at all in person. We watched plenty of video, but just getting out and going out, just trying to make smart plays. And for the most part, it worked in our favor, and obviously with the final score there. But anytime we can get out and run, we'd like to. It's just happened to be, some more defensive mindset throughout the game.
Well, it's looking like on Saturday you're heading over to Laconia, and I know that Laconia, if you look at picks and things like that, Laconia seems to be a pretty strong team. What's the game plan going in against Laconia? And I guess I should also ask Coach, have you guys faced Laconia this year?
Yeah, so it'd be nice if we get some contribution like we had last night from, we had senior Josh Finneran step up and hit some big threes, got into double digits. Pat Runnels, another senior, stepped up in situations, and then we had pretty balanced attack. But we got Laconia twice this year. We played them the start of the season. They got the best of us the first and the second time around, and we kind of know what they're going to bring. They got some good size. They're a well coached team, and they got some depth. So one of our focal points is just going to be, first of all, controlling what we can control, but trying to control the paint as much as possible. Because they got some big boys down there, and we need to do a good job of a team defense, and then not shying away from going inside on the offensive end as well, but working inside and out.
Coach, well, we know that it's really hard to beat a team 3 times, so I guess the odds are in your favor with that. Besides, you faced Laconia when they probably had been playing for 3 or 4 weeks, and we've talked about it on the show that the delay certainly had its effect, not just on your team, but on all the teams. Again, no fault of anything; it's just the way things were. Can you, when you play Laconia, you mentioned that you have to guard the paint. Who does that for you? Who's on your team is responsible? Who's going to have to be the one that steps up big for that game to play Laconia?
Well, it's definitely going to be a group effort, and I said the first game of the year, it doesn't matter if we're outside. We can't make any excuses. We got to go in there, and all 5 of us got to be willing to bang in the court. We had bang in the paint, and be physical. And Carter Morrissey's been one of the guys that led us in that area, and he's willing to go and put his body in the line. And we're going to get all 5 guys rebounding, all 5 guys scrapping in the paint. And if we just rely on one guy, it'll be a long night. So looking for a good, solid group effort in there, and we'll see what we can do. Like I said multiple times, we're just thankful to be in this opportunity and to be playing this time of year, given how the season looked like it was going to start with nothing going on. So every day we get here is we're thankful.
Well, that's great. Well, we definitely are wishing you luck on Saturday. We want you to beat Laconia, and we're going to invite you right now, Coach. We're going to be able to talk to you on Tuesday because you will have wrapped up another Kingswood playoff victory. So best of luck to you on Saturday. We'll be in touch, and hope you guys get the victory.
I love the vote of confidence. Thanks, guys. Have a good afternoon.
All right. Good luck. Good luck, Coach. I can't talk.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Well,
that's great. That's exciting. So
it's
we still got winter sports going, baby. We got playoffs, and it's awesome. So
we unfortunately the other Kingswood sports didn't fare as well as the basketball team in their playoff runs. Everybody made the playoffs, which is good,
which is great.
Makes a lot of sense. So we can recap. The girls basketball team lost. I think it was on Tuesday night.
Okay. They were over in Merrimack Valley.
Yep. From my understanding, the girls played pretty well. The girls played pretty well, but they were up against a team that
very strong team.
Yeah. So congratulations to the girl. Congratulations to the seniors that played girls basketball this year, and best of luck moving on. The girls hockey team.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So they played. The girls hockey team traveled this week, and they went on Tuesday this past week. They went and they played Oyster River, Portsmouth. So they ended up unfortunately on the other side of the win column, but they certainly. It was fun to watch because even though it didn't, it wasn't a victory, the girls had fun, and it was like, well, it's not all about having fun. Yeah, it is. It's they had a really fun season, a good season. They have a great coaching staff. They showed significant growth. They got a couple of wins, which is always exciting, and they're positioned for the future. So congratulations to Coach Kelly and his staff, and I'm excited. Although my daughter is graduating. I plan to be around the girls' hockey team next year, at least, doing scoreboard and announcements, and I'm really looking forward to it.
The girls had a rotating goalie situation this year.
They did.
Which is, I think I said it last week, it's a hockey coach's worst nightmare.
Yeah, it's never ideal.
And he, Coach Kelly always had girls stepping up and wanting to do it for them and giving it everything they had. I think Lexi Eldridge played.
She played
on
the last
Saturday,
game,
and I
yeah.
heard she played really well.
She really did.
So it's
all
not
the girls that have stepped in have really done a nice job.
It's not an easy position to play.
No.
And I mentioned I love the girls' attitude. The girls
So
out there,
positive.
It's so positive, so happy. Every time they get off the ice, they're smiling. They get back on the ice, they're smiling. It's a really neat program that's happening. And Coach Kelly, Coach Hughes, Coach Maria.
Maria, of course.
Just did such a nice job.
Yeah. Well done. How about the boys?
The boys, we played Somersworth Co-Brown. So we play the Division III schedule the year just because that's what's local for us.
Yeah.
But Kingswood Hockey's Division II.
Right.
So we had to go play in the playoffs in Division II, and we went to play Somersworth Co-Brown. And they were a good Division II team. Mm-hmm. The boys played great.
Yeah,
they gave us, Coach Potenza, everything that they could possibly give us. Co-Brown, or Somersworth Co-Brown is 3 lines deep. They had a lot of size. It was a very, very physical game.
Yeah.
And we were in it. We were in it right up until the last minute or two.
I watched the game.
Oleg Sheehan played the best game all year.
Yeah.
He just made save after save, really kept us in it. And we got scoring from Cam DeVito, Cam Keene, Nick Potenza.
Let's go. I think that was Cam DeVito's first goal.
I believe, yes, it was.
So congratulations, Cam.
Yep. Riley Smith, another senior, had a great game. Bailey Savage, matched the physicality of Somersworth Co-Brown.
Right.
Took some big hits, gave some big hits. It was a very rough game. There was
good hockey.
The penalty sheet was very full at the end of that game. So we're very, very proud of the boys. It was a difficult year, but they did such a nice job keeping their head up and just working through. We had some injuries. Some guys didn't come back from COVID. Come back to the team after the COVID break.
Right.
But the kids that were there, we basically skated 9 skaters. Mm-hmm. 9 or 10 skaters, and that's pretty tough to do in Division II in New Hampshire for hockey.
Those are long shifts.
The boys did a very nice job.
Great. Kingswood Nordic team, boys and girls. So they had their championship. The boys Nordic team for Kingswood placed 9th overall, and the girls placed 5th. So that's a nice little showing there for Kingswood. And I think they're up at Great Glen. Josh Spalding took some beautiful photos.
Oh, it's beautiful.
What a
up
great!
there.
Not only is gorgeous, what a great sport, and seeing all the athletes out there.
Yeah, beautiful up there. It's such a nice area. We drove up there the other day, and we call it Snively Syndrome, where you're looking around. It's hard to keep your eye on the road.
Yeah, there's just so much
because
beauty.
Everything is, and it was a beautiful day, and the sun was shining over the peaks, and it's such a neat area.
Spring sports kind of are rolling.
Yeah,
they're doing preseason lacrosse is going on, preseason baseball is going on, and sports registration for Kingswood spring sports is open. So you want to get your athlete registered for that.
Closing next week, the 14th, I believe it's closing. Is that next week?
Yeah. You know what else happens on March 14th? Spring forward, baby. We're going to get more daylight at the end of the day.
To that. So when we get out of here, it's not going to. Well, it's been light out.
It's been light out still when we leave now. But so get registered for spring sports. I know. Tryouts are starting like the end of March, like March 29th.
March 29th is when they open up, and I think competition could start April 12th.
Yeah, that's exciting. So that's coming right up.
And they're going to be playing an almost full schedule. Yep. Somewhere around between 14 and 15 games, 14, 16 games, which is a normal schedule. And maybe Coach Skelly wants to call and let us know. I think is 16 to 18 games, so pretty close to a full schedule. We saw a shortened schedule in the fall, a very shortened schedule in the winter. Mm-hmm. But it'd be nice now. The spring athletes lost their spring season last year.
They did nothing at all,
and so. Yeah. This is going to be nice to get those guys back on the field, to see people out on the baseball field and the lacrosse field and so on.
All that.
And heart goes out to those seniors because they got hit last spring, they got hit in the fall, they got hit in the winter sports.
Right.
It'd be nice if they had a full spring season that was. There's still going to be restrictions. There's still going to be some protocols, but maybe not as many.
Not as many, especially since you're obviously with the vaccines and being outside. I think it's going to be a great spring season.
Let's also mention that Cal Ripken signups are going on.
Yes. So for baseball and for softball.
Yeah.
And we're offering something new this year. Junior Babe Ruth. That's for 13 to 15-year-olds.
That's right.
And which is exciting. So if you're a 13 to 15-year-old and you want to continue your baseball career, you play middle school ball, of course, but you can also play Junior Babe Ruth during the spring and summer.
Please sign up. We're talking about doing sometime early April, as soon as we can get outside.
Yeah.
that we're going to be doing some evaluations, tryouts, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, every kid makes the team.
Yes, you don't have to worry about that.
So it's kcrbl.com, Kingswood Cal Ripken Baseball. It's for baseball and softball. Also, if you go to the Kingswood Cal Ripken Baseball and Softball website or Facebook page, you will see all the different COVID protocols, and they're pretty extensive. I mean, you talk about a safe sport to play, baseball and softball. It's probably one of the safest sports.
There are a lot, but we coached baseball teams last summer.
We did.
And we went into it and in a couple different leagues, and we saw the list of protocols and precautions that were being taken, and they weren't bad.
No.
They really weren't.
It's doable, and it didn't even impact the kids. Were so good about it.
Nope. And so, you see those restrictions, but they're really not restrictions. They're
just safety guidelines.
Yeah, and that's it. And it's not going to affect the game. It's not going to affect parents watching. People are still going to be able to go watch these games.
Right.
They're outside, so please join in. There are hockey tryouts still going on. Back Bay finished their tryouts and evaluations this week.
Yep.
The Wolves across the lake still have theirs coming up, not next week, but the week after. Yeah. You can go on the New England Wolves hockey just on their website and get all those times, but there is still time for tryouts. I want to share a text that I got. It's actually to you. It says, so if Jackie Bradley would just turn around and say hi to you, then he would be in the Hall of Fame, according to your logic.
That is a phenomenal text, and there may be some truth to that. Apparently, I mean, I think that the person that texted you may know me pretty well, but I'm not going to have an opportunity this year unless the Brewers come to Boston, because I'm not going to see Jackie Bradley Jr. play center field.
Well, if the Brewers do come to Boston, and I don't know if they are coming.
We're going together?
No.
I thought we were going to make a baseball date.
I'm going to start a campaign to Jackie Bradley Jr. to just turn around and say hi to Charlie.
That would be amazing. Say hi to the Hoss.
All right. Are we ready to bust on this? Oh, you want to do March Madness?
Yeah, I just wanted to just let people know that obviously March Madness is coming up. College basketball. Selection Sunday is March 14th. And we thought to have some fun that Mike and the Hoss would participate, and we would pick our brackets, and I would obviously show how much more knowledge I have of college basketball than Mike. So we could do that and have fun with that, and we could have callers call in, and we'd love to get their opinions. But we're going to talk about the Celtics here in a second.
How many college basketball games have you watched this year?
Well, you know what? That's a great question. Not many, but I found out our TV has an antenna, which I knew we had that, but it pulls up some sports station that you've never heard of. But it was showing Division II basketball. Oh my gosh, I've probably watched like 5 or 6 Division II basketball games. It's been a lot of fun.
March Madness for me was like college.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention all through the year. I watched 1 minute of it, and then I crammed for the test. The day before the selection.
Yeah. Who am I going to pick? Who's going to be the upset?
And then I'm an expert on March 14th.
That's right.
I know everything.
I'm the same way. Yeah. And you're trying to, and it's so funny because you sit there and you analyze it, and you're like, who's gonna upset this team, and it's so much fun.
When you pick your bracket, do you spend more time thinking about who's going to upset? How do you do it? Do you go to the end and then work your way back, or do you start?
I think it's pretty safe with the 1 and the 16 is an easy pick. But I try to look at the upsets. When you kind of the middle of the pack there as to who's gonna make that. Yeah, who's gonna make that upset.
I always go my upsets in 7-10.
Yep.
That for some reason I don't know why.
Yeah.
And I've never won a bracket in my life. No. And I was running a bracket for a long time, and I've never won in my life.
Neither have I.
So anything I say, please do not listen to, because it's
it's all fun. I mean, we have really zero knowledge of it. But I remember back in the day when I was at the middle school, we used to do it, and we actually did it with had some fun, doing some brackets and stuff, and we just they
were free. There was no money exchanging hands.
Actually, believe it or not, there was no money because I'm pretty frugal. I've never actually been in a money bracket, but. And this year, maybe we can make a wager this year. Maybe we could do like a couple dollars.
I would love to. But that's going to actually follow our Mount Rushmore, which we're going to do at the end of the show today. We're going to be able to move right into March Madness stuff.
Yeah, which is cool. So this is coming up for the next segment. It's what are we at? Part 3? No, part 4. Yeah, because we're doing hockey today.
So today's hockey, which I think hockey's we'll
see. We'll have some of that, and then next week is the other.
The other, I'm actually.
Other's going to be fun.
Have you started thinking about other?
I'm thinking about other, and it could be anything. It could be anything that's considered a sport. So if you wanted to bring in curling, you could do that.
I might do that.
If you want to bring in ping pong, you can do that. Bowling,
pool.
Yeah.
Fats domino.
What? Yeah, anything.
I know.
Anything that's a sport. You could bring in swimming. Could have Michael Phelps. Could be anything. Well, he wasn't a professional though, was he?
That doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay.
No, it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
I guess
Mount
it doesn't
Rushmore
matter.
of swimming.
Yeah. Well, of other. It's a Mount Rushmore of other.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, Olympics, any kind of Olympic athlete.
Yeah, so
Carl
true.
Owens.
Oh my gosh.
Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis. I don't know who Carl Owens is, but he may be a great athlete.
Jesse Owens.
Yeah. Could be some great bobsledder or luge or skeleton.
Well, we're worried about hockey this week.
Yeah.
It's hockey this week.
We're not worried about right now. Right now, we're going to worry about the Celtics.
I know, but I've been thinking about other a lot.
Yeah, others good.
All right, let's talk about your Celtics.
Okay. So they happen to be fourth in the East, but what I wanted to say is that I want to give you credit. You said what the Celtics needed to do is they needed to win these next two games before the All-Star break.
I don't think I deserve credit for that. I think that...
Well, all right, maybe not credit, but I wanted to say that your prediction to make sure that they were kind of still able to salvage their season. Is that better?
I think the Celtics have played better.
Yeah.
But then...
Well, you got the asterisk. Let's talk about the asterisk.
Okay,
the monkey in the room, right? Is that? Oh, the elephant in the room, not the monkey.
So they beat the Clippers. And,
yeah.
And I said, wow, that's a really good win. It was a good game.
Yeah. And then you realize who wasn't playing.
The DNP. Oh, Kawhi Leonard.
He did not play.
No.
Yeah.
Is he good?
No. He's phenomenal.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
How much did the Celtics win by?
I know.
So 5 points?
I get you.
I would say Kawhi Leonard would be...
Yeah, that's why I said it's an asterisk. And then last night they played the Raptors, and five of the Raptors were in COVID protocol, 3 of their starters. And the Celtics struggled.
They snuck by the Raptors.
They struggled.
I didn't even know that. For some reason, I missed that piece of information. I was going to give them an asterisk because they were 8th or 9th place, the Raptors.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think that was that big of a deal. You beat a team that's 4 or 5 places behind you at home by 6 points, I think what the final was.
Yeah.
I liked how Jason Tatum played last night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was good. But then again, he played against their bench.
Yeah.
So that's a double asterisk.
Okay, so we'll give it a double asterisk. But
yeah.
You know what? In the win column, it's 2 wins. And the Celtics are 19-17, 2 games above 500, and 4th place in the
They're
East.
in 4th place.
So at the All-Star break.
They cannot afford to go on a losing streak like they did.
I agree.
Because losing 2 or 3. You made fun of me weeks and weeks ago. I said they're going to lose 3 and they're going to be in 10th place. That's exactly how it worked out.
Yeah.
Because it was so bunched up, and it's still so bunched up.
Well, I mean, you're right. It is, but they're not that far from the top. I mean, they're chasing the 76ers, the Nets, and the Bucks. So if the 76ers, the Nets, or the Bucks lose a couple, and the Celtics win a couple, all of a sudden the Celtics are in 2nd place.